Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be here. I'm going to be waiting for my clicker, but meanwhile, I'll introduce myself a little bit more. My name is Dunya Abi Nassif. I lead the direct creator team at TikTok in the MENA region, and I'm excited to talk about all things TikTok. Now, to start off, we have a spectacular agenda to really dive into the deeper elements of things. I'm going to be speaking in English, but I heard that there are brilliant translators who are going to be translating to Arabic. But I also will mix a little bit of Arabic, so I really hope that you enjoy. Now, to kick off the agenda, first, we're going to talk about TikTok 101. So we're going to dive into the basics, then we're going to define and talk about how to create high-quality content, and we're going to wrap up with all the tools that you'll need for your future on TikTok to truly make it impactful. So I'll just go and grab my clicker. There we go. Perfect. Thank you. All right. So let's get started. I want to test the space right now. Who here has TikTok and has used TikTok? All right, most of you, impressive. We're off to a great start. So we're an entertainment platform, but we're also powered by the community. So we pride ourselves on inclusivity and safety, and it is so important to remain authentic on TikTok. You have to be yourself, and that is the most way you will resonate with an audience. So we're going to deep dive into that a little bit more. Now, our community in numbers, you can check out these rockstar numbers. 1 in 8 people on the planet use TikTok. And over 66,000 videos on TikTok are created every minute. And users spend a movie's worth of time watching this content. And over 1 billion users come to TikTok to learn, discover something new, and truly get entertained. So who do we work with? If you notice, on your For You page, it might be different than your friend's For You page or my For You page. The content on TikTok is tailored according to your interests and what you engage with. There is a place for everyone. There is such different content that can exist. So who do we work with? We have the climate activists, the entertainers, the foodies, the fambams, the fashionistas. So you could see all the different topics that cover an area of interest, and they all have a place on TikTok. So, how's the app divided? Now, most of you have this, so you know that you have the For You page, right? That's where you see all the viral content, right? You also have your friends page where you see the content of people you follow and who follow you back. You have the upload page, I like to say, where all the magic happens, all the creativity comes up, and that's where you create your content. Your inbox that allows you to engage with your community. You receive the messages and you're able to send them back. And finally, your profile page. I just want to take 1 second and focus a little bit on the profile page. What's so important is that this is a user's first impression of your page. So when they visit and they open your profile and they see the picture that you've chosen and they read your bio, that will be the first time they decide if they want to follow you or not. So take some time and build that page so that you're able to capture the user's interest. So I always say this, one of my biggest tips of growing on TikTok is put yourself in the user's shoes. So when you're consuming content, right, you have different elements that help you engage with that content. You have the like button, the comments, the saves, the shares. This will allow you to really feel like this content, let's say, is relatable, to engage with it. Think about that when you're creating content. What will make someone say, "Oh, this is so me," or "This is so my best friend"? The type of content that works for you could also work for someone else. So this is what you can channel in. Now, you also have the creation page, right? If you notice, there are so many tools that you could use that will help you create entertaining quality. So when I say entertaining, right? Let's say the entire time I'm sitting on the stage and I'm talking like this. You're going to get bored, right? Whereas if I walk, I raise my volume, I speed things up, I look at you, you're going to feel like you're more engaged and it's a two-way conversation. So this is so important when you're creating content, and you have built-in tools. So you can flip the camera, you can speed things up, you can add filters, you can shoot directly from the app or upload content you filmed before. So there are such easy ways to create content on TikTok. Playlists and sounds. Who here has used sound in their videos? You've added music, right? So usually you'll jump on music that's trending. But my secret tip is make the sound work for you. So let's say you're doing a motivational video. You can use motivational music. It will help you get your point across more. Or if I'm doing a video under Learn on TikTok, but I have lyrics screaming over me and you can't hear what I'm saying, it's going to compromise the video. Whereas if I used instrumental music and it adds that entertaining, fun quality, then it will be a more enjoyable experience. So on TikTok, actually, when you're creating the video, you see that hand up? You can add sounds. And you can actually access the playlist with music that can cater to your needs depending on what type of video you want to create. We also always end TikTok basics with one thing. This seems so simple, but it's so important. Pay attention to the safe zone. I cannot tell you how many times I've spent trying to create content on TikTok, and then after I post it, my text is covered with the icons. Therefore, right before posting, you actually have the option to preview your video. And you will be able to see it from a user perspective and edit what you need to. So here you could see actually in the green outer line what the safe zone is. What makes a video go viral or increase the performance? Who has asked this question before? Everyone. Everyone who has TikTok has asked this, right? 1 out of 10 videos go viral. Not every single video you post will go viral, right? I see some heads nodding. And the virality has nothing to do with how many followers you have. So sometimes you could just get started on TikTok, you just have 1,000 followers, you post, suddenly it has 3 million views. Or vice versa, you can have 2 million followers and your video can only reach 3,000. So what's the key? We've narrowed it down to these metrics. The first and most important thing is watch time. How long are people watching your video for? The longer they watch the video and the more they finish the video to the end, the better usually the video performs. Second, engagement metrics. Likes, shares, comments. The more people engage with your content, the more they feel like commenting and really sharing it everywhere, that will help video performance. Your device quality. So can you imagine if this is how the entire presentation sounded like? You wouldn't listen, right? You need the audio to be clear, lighting to be good, just so it's also visually appealing for the user. And finally, region. What do I mean by this? There's a content creator, her name is Abir al-Saghir. She has over 26 million on TikTok. What she did was, she went to Egypt for vacation, and she cooked an Egyptian traditional dish, and she posted it from Egypt on Egypt National Day. So you can imagine how much her views surged. She was trending and adapting to the country that she was in. So this is something you could use to your advantage. So to wrap it all up in terms of the basics, we usually recommend vertical video just because this is what people are used to when they're consuming content. But you now have the option to actually flip over your phone and watch it in horizontal mode. So this is perfect if you're posting movie clips or whichever, then somebody can view it this way. Hashtags and descriptions. This is so important that I've dedicated an entire section for hashtags because I know that there are a lot of questions about it. But adding them helps direct your content to the right audience. Thumbnail. You know how they say, don't judge a book by its cover? Usually with videos, people will choose to actually watch the video or finish it just from the cover photo. So try to make it as engaging and relating to the video as possible. And sharing. So once you post the video, share it around. Share it around on your platforms, share it around with your friends. This is something that also picks up the traffic around the video. So we're done with the basics. Now we're going to talk strategy. We're going to look at how you can truly build something impactful with your page. So, remember how I said we're an entertainment platform powered by community. What drives this community? These are the core values. Number one, diversity. So even though you tackle a specific topic, when you diversify, it's able to resonate with the audience more. I'm going to give you an example. This is Arash. Arash is a lawyer. There was something trending on TikTok called Art on TikTok. And he joined this trend by talking about the laws that are related to art supplies. So he's still talking law, but he diversified to a trending subject. So this is something that we call diversity. Another reason, remember how I said over 1 billion people on TikTok also join TikTok to learn, to discover something new. Knowledge sharing, when you do informative videos, you talk from your experience, you talk from your professional aspect. This is something people love and the community is driven by. Fandom, who doesn't love this buzz that happens with celebrities? You can always post that. People tend to engage with it. And finally, connecting with your community. TikTok is really a two-way conversation. Your audience needs to feel heard. So if they left a comment on your video, replying with that with another video, or liking that, this will allow your audience to engage more with your content. One more note on this. I just remembered something that I spoke to a creator, and she's so creative. And I said, how do you get your ideas? And she said, from my audience. So this is what I mean when we say connect with your audience. So let's talk about creative best practices. Don't shy away from making trends your own. So just because something is trending, you don't have to follow it exactly. You can always put your own spin on it. This is what we saw with Arash. Grab and hold attention. When you think TikTok, try to think, what's going to stop someone from doing this? You have 3 seconds. And that's what we call your hook. How are you going to hook your audience? You could start the video out with a question. You can grasp their attention with an awe factor. But this is something that truly is a good best practice. Winning with original audio. You know, a lot of creators have their own taglines at the end of videos. This helps create your image. There's a creator, his name is Shami Chef. He says, مش عشاني, عشان صحتك. Everyone who sees him has been telling him this sentence. He's known for it. He won with his original audio. And lead with your personality. People will fall in love with who you are. Next up, we have technical best practices. So it's not as creative, but it is as essential. You have the aspect ratio, right? 9:16, the vertical frame, and we said you can also do it horizontally framed. Just be mindful of how it will look like from a user perspective. Publishing frequency. How many times should I post TikTok videos? I get this question all the time. Honestly, there's not one rule. You can post as much as you want as long as you stay consistent. You need to keep driving traffic to your account. What we usually recommend is 3 to 5 times a week or even more. But try not to do long gaps where you disappear and then you're not as trending as before. Try to always keep that consistency up. And in terms of length, which is the second most popular question I get, how long should my video be? My answer is always one word. It depends. That was a sentence, but the word is depends. So basically, you can diversify with video length. So sometimes if you're doing a tutorial and it needs more time, take a minute, take 5 minutes. You can upload up to 60 or even more. But sometimes you just want to get to the point and you need 30 seconds. So it really depends on the content of your video. To add that engaging element, use the effects that you have at hand. So using a green screen to showcase an example of what you're talking about. This keeps the content engaging. So imagine I did this whole presentation without the slides. It would be nice, but the slides are helpful. They add a visual appeal to things you can follow. It's engaging and interactive. Sound, always make sure that there are clear sounds, and adding hashtags. We're going to talk about this more, but the general recommendation is 2 to 3 hashtags, not more, and I'll explain a little why later. In terms of posting, be mindful of the region you're in so that you're able to captivate that audience more. Try to avoid duplicating content. So posting a video, then posting the same exact video a week later. People have seen it, it's already in the circulation, you can leave it there. I had a creator once, his name was Fahad Academy, and he posted a video, and it didn't do like he expected. A month later, he slept, he woke up, it had 26 million views. So it's always in circulation, as long as it's on your page. And always adhere to community guidelines. You have so many resources to read these guidelines, because at the end of the day, TikTok is a safe space. So we try to help make that, and these community guidelines are set in place for this. So here you have to be mindful, for example, if you're filming while driving. This is considered a dangerous activity, so it's best to shy away from this type. Feel free to lift up your phones and take a screenshot here, but these are our long-term hashtags. So these are official hashtags where a lot of content related to this topic lives under. So for example, you have TikTok travel, learn on TikTok. All you need to do is search that hashtag in your phone on your TikTok app, and you'll be able to directly join this hashtag. I also give this as a tip. When you want to create new content, you can get so inspired by the content that lives under these hashtags. So this is a really nice way to add that creative element to your videos. So we spoke strategy. We spoke basics. We covered a lot. Now we're going to talk about the content itself. There is such an interesting focus on high quality content. People love it. The game has changed. Everybody is used to this elevated level of content quality. But we're going to define it so you know exactly what I mean when we say high quality content. It is content that is engaging, which I tapped into a little bit, specialized, and well crafted. Let's start one by one. Engaging. Engaging content is content that resonates with audiences through authentic emotion. It feels real. It feels dynamic. So here you can see it's Rinado. She's going around the convention. She's showing us everything. She's mixing it up with the different angles. It feels light. It feels natural. And it feels like we truly know her. It's very authentic, and she sparks that emotion. And it's something I would share with my friends for a day out. We always say with context, try to win with context. So what do we mean by this? We've divided engaging content into 3 sections: awe, purpose, and humor. And I want you to remember something I'll say now. People usually resonate with content that is relatable, emotional, and inspirational. This is the type of content that truly sparks a nice reaction. What do we mean by awe? Have you ever watched a video and you're like, I never knew this? Or, oh my God, how did they do that? This is awe. You've captured interest. Purpose. I always say this. When you're watching a video, when you're done, or when you filmed a video, ask yourself, and so what? What is it? If you don't know so what, reshoot the video so that you do. When you give your audience an objective, they know why they're watching this video, they'll be more inclined to watch it to the end. Finally, humor. At the end of the day, when you're part of, entertaining, you can add your own humorous element. It resonates with people. So these are the things we really feel make content engaging. We're going to showcase a few success stories. There's the chefs, who I saw their stands outside, actually. So when you take a look at their account, they really personalize things. So first, you have dynamic videos. They've changed angles. They've showcased different types of food that they have. They've added text. There's so much going on, so it's so entertaining. They've also tapped into aesthetic. You know, when you just want to see beautiful-looking desserts and really that pastel vibe, they've had it. And they always top it off with high-quality content. So here they've personalized things. They've added clear captions. The camera quality is great. So this is something that truly gets the audience to connect with them. Other success stories, and we're going to take a sneak peek at our own creators. You have IL Sports. So usually when you're addressing a topic, okay, let's say I'm a sports creator. Great, amazing. Sports is very popular. But if you find your niche within that topic, you'll find a stronger audience resonation. So for example, Aya here is doing a video showcasing extreme sports, right? She's doing skiing, she's mountain biking, she's horseback riding. This will appeal to a specific niche under sports. And she is now actually the brand ambassador for a major sports company. Shahrazad Al-Cuisine, she has over 4 million on TikTok. She started with baking videos on TikTok and now has her own bakery. And what I love about her is sometimes as she's preparing the cake, she starts storytelling. So as you're watching her prepare the cake, you're also listening to her story. So it becomes much more engaging. You have Podcast Unos. These are two creators, Maha and Hadil, who actually collaborated and created a page called Podcast Unos. So it's really fun, and people love to see creators collaborate. So for example, here, if we have any content creators among us, meet up, because people love to see you guys collaborate and create content together. And finally, you have Muhammad Badr TV, who does movie reviews. But if you notice, he's using the green screen feature, movie clips, so it's fun to watch. And off the bat, just by looking at the cover, you know exactly what this content is about. Second part is specialized content. So, content that shows an in-depth understanding about a specific topic. So for example, if you're a creator who does travel, your videos need to be related to that and show that you truly know all the tips and tricks about traveling. So when we say specialized content, we always say, and this is a colleague of mine says it, be the CEO of your own narrative. Yani, when I arrive to your page, I need to watch the content, see the videos, and I need to understand off the bat what type of content do you do. So 80% of your content should be about a specific content and 20% about slice of life. So we're going to talk a little bit more about this. We've divided it into 3 steps. Step number 1, find your main creative focus. So for example, if I'm focused on sports and football, then post that type of content 3 times a week, so the majority of your videos. Move on to a slice of life. So sometimes you're around, you're traveling, you saw something nice you want to post, you can post that once a week and use the native TikTok format. So here what we mean is, even though you're tackling a specific topic, diversify using formats under that topic. So for example, if I'm traveling, I can do a tutorial. I can do 1 minute plus, a long tutorial about how to pack my bag in under 5 minutes. Or you can use green screen to give a commentary about something that you saw from a historical site. You can do listicles, you know, when you list things, like top 5 places from my favorite to my least recommended. These are the types of things that truly get people engaged and be relevant. So activate on big moments. So for example, in our region, Ramadan, things like this. This will help you adapt to what's happening and where the buzz is. Here you could see another success story of Ibn Hatuta, who was a travel creator. He actually had a surge of video views after he acquired more of a stable theme related to travel, and he started using catchy thumbnails and titles. So once you do that and you get your strategy, you'll have a longer committed audience. Now, we do have some specialized initiatives, and that starts with our hashtags. So remember how I said 3 to 4 hashtags. Hashtag FYP or hashtag FYPPPPPP. That doesn't exist, guys, okay? I feel like you've used that. Okay, that will take your content to a very diluted page. Nobody really opens the app and searches for FYPPP. But you would search for learning X recipe or how to XYZ. These types of things will help your video reach that specific audience. So try to use official hashtags or hashtag related to your content, because people searching for that are more likely to see your content. You can always search the keyword of what you want to find, click on the 3 dots, find filters, and you can actually sort the content accordingly to get some inspiration. In terms of well-crafted, we're going to talk about what really says that a video is well-crafted. When a video highlights significant effort and attention to detail, we call it well-crafted. So here, we're talking about quality. So we actually had a production house called Schoon Studio. And they taught us everything there was to know about creating that high-quality picture. So I'm going to share a few of their slides. So here, just by a quick show of hands, who prefers option number 1 over option number 2? Good job. That's the correct answer. So option number 2 usually would resonate more. Lighting is key. So here, as Anas would have put it, he's a content creator who founded Schoon. Here he highlights the subject isn't lit, there's no depth, the background is not highlighted. Whereas here, you can see that the subject is in the main light. You see how the third picture is more visually appealing? So always place the light above the camera, and the camera or phone straight to your face. This will help you gather that creative focus. And even framing the shot right, having in mind a space for subtitles, making sure you're at the center, a space for icons. These small tips and tricks go a long way in your video. And here you could see how much Anas's content evolved. This is his final version of his content, but he channeled in these high-quality aspects. Now, tools. I have 4 minutes, so I'm going to try to get this under 4 minutes. There are a lot of tools that you could use on TikTok that make your life easier. Starting with TikTok Studio, your one-stop shop for everything. You can find this on your profile page. Just click the 3 dots on the right, and you're going to see TikTok Studio, or you can scan this QR code and you can download the app. You have 3 sections here. You can create, so elevating your content with the advanced tools. You can dive into analytics, and you can manage your account in terms of your community and engagement. You also have, within TikTok Studio, something called Creator Academy. I like to call this the info bank. You will see articles, presentations, anything for tips and tricks that you need to know to elevate your TikTok game. So this is dunya in an app, basically. Finally, you asked and we answered. We have the collaboration feature now. So this is when you post a video, you invite someone to collaborate, and it shows up on both your pages. Lastly, about tools, and I'm wrapping this up, we have CapCut. It's a new AI editing workflow. Now, you can use this on your desktop or on your mobile phone. Are you ready? Number 1, you have the AI writer. This is literally a script generated just from a single prompt that you do. You also have filler words to take out few words or coughs, for example, in your video. It can edit them out so it's more clear and concise audio. Color correct, you can color grade your videos. Effects, you can add different effects. You can speed ramp, speed it up or minimize it, and voice clone, which is the text to an AI-generated speech. And finally, we have transcript-based editing. So you know how you write a text in a video, but then later on you want to edit it after you filmed? You can edit the text, and the overdub feature will change your lips so that they read the new text. Jaw drop. And you can also add captions to your videos. Captions are so important. So sometimes, let's say I have a thick accent or a light accent, and I want people to follow with what I'm saying. When you add captions to a video, the users can actually follow what you're saying in a very easy and simple way. And here, Omar al-Dawli does it beautifully. Here you can scan the QR code to actually connect with CapCut and download it. I have 2 more minutes, and I've prepared the game, okay? It's called Myth versus Fact. خرافة أو حقيقة, okay? I'm going to read out the sentence, and I'm going to ask you, if you think it's a myth, raise your hand. If you think it's a fact, raise your hand. Deal? Perfect. High-quality content should be engaging, specialized, and well-crafted. Who here says it's a myth? Who here says it's a fact? I need a lot more hands, guys. It's a fact. Good job, good start. High-quality content can't increase watch time. People don't watch high-quality content for a long time. Who here says it's a myth? لا هيك أو هيك. واحدة منهم. Who here says it's a fact? It's a myth. Good job, guys. CapCut allows you to edit out filler words and they improve video quality. Myth? Fact? Amazing. Finally, high-quality content is primarily and most importantly about the number of views you get. يعني if I see a video كتير المشاهدات عالية, this is high quality. Myth? كلنا. Or fact? It's a myth. Good job. Thank you so much. I have 20 seconds left, I think. Thanks a lot.